Hey, there's a whole bunch of you guys that we can't see. If you can scroll down to the bottom of your screen, bottom left-hand corner, there's like a little video camera with a red, yeah, y'all are finding it. Awesome. Okay, just wanted to tell everybody how to do that. All right, we'll give everybody a couple of minutes to hop on. Tara, I've already got it recording, so you feel good to go when you're ready. You're on mute. Bottom of your screen, bottom left.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it too echoey where I am?
No, it sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, my glasses are glary.
It's fine.
Hey.
But I've got you recording, so feel free to go when you're ready.
Oh, you want me to get started whenever?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's all you, baby. The floor is yours.
I have my selfie light here. Have you guys used that yet?
No, I haven't. Ooh, look at that.
Look at this one. This is the bright one. I'm like a ghost.
You're like glowing.
I know.
Y'all don't know Tara. This is awesome. Tara Zimmerman. She is on Demetria's team. And we have asked all the different kind of leaders to watch some of the breakout sessions from convention. There was a lot that we didn't get done. And so we asked them to watch breakout sessions and kind of come to us with their nuggets. So just like 2 or 3 things that they learned, and then maybe some like action steps for us. What are some things we can do off that? So Tara's lucky number one in a 7-week series. So take it away, girl, when you're ready.
I think that sweatshirt that you're wearing, Molly, I think I've worn it every day for the past 2 weeks. I love it. All right, I have my notes here with me. I'm obviously not going to just talk from memorization, so bear with me as my eyes go back and forth here. But I'm Tara Zimmerman, and I am really nervous but really excited to be here at the same time, because never in a million years did I think that this is where I could be when I started this business. I thought I would be someone who would just, go along with the flow of things. Other people can tell me what to do, and I'll just sit back and, get some preferred customers. But now that I'm here in this position, I have a team, and I feel like I guess I'm a leader since I'm here, right? So it's just, it's kind of turning a new page for me, and it's pretty exciting to be here. And I'm sure a lot of other people here can probably relate to where I am as well. So the training that I chose was for the one that was that's called the Leadership Mindset, and it was with Katie Wood and Maisha Proctor. I don't know if any of you guys looked at that one, but Katie Wood is, Molly, she's an RFXer, right? Is that right? She's awesome. If you don't follow her on Facebook, I highly recommend it. If you can find any trainings that she ever does, she's just really awesome. She's high energy. She's really smart. She's fun. So I highly recommend anything that she puts together that you pay attention to. And then Maisha Proctor, who's a field learning director with Rodan and Fields, she is equally, and she's just really awesome. She's so smart, and pretty much anything she says I want to do, because she's just really smart, and she's also got a lot of energy, and she just knows what she's doing. So the reason that I chose this leadership mindset training is because I feel like it's a place that I'm lacking now that I'm in a leadership role. It's a place, it's something that I need to learn more of, more how to be better at it, basically. And a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about tonight is not like new. It shouldn't be new knowledge to you. It's just kind of meant to be like a refresher to a lot of you. But hopefully you can pull some things away from this. So the first part that I wanted to go over with you is that we need to basically learn how to train our brain. And that our brain, well, in this business, Katie Wood said, and I 100% believe it, that this business is 10% skill and 90% what's in your mind. So people don't get into this business because they're good at selling skincare. I mean, maybe some people do, but most of us don't. It's not about that, the fact that we're able to sell something well. It's about what we know that we're capable of doing, and what we can convince our minds to do, we're going to be capable of doing. So basically, and this can go into all aspects of life, but what you focus on, what you put all of your energy and your focus into, you're going to get back. You're going to get more of into your life. What you've probably heard the saying before, what your mind believes, you will achieve. It sounds really cheesy, but it's a true statement. What you put your mind to, what you believe, is what you're going to achieve. So we really need to pay really close attention of what's going on into our minds, because a lot of times we don't even realize, what's going on. You could be focused on a lot of outside stuff that you don't realize that is affecting you. So just for an example, I want you to look around in the room that you're in right now, and I want you to find something and really focus on something that's brown. So just look around. My whole basement is brown. We need to do something about this. But so find something brown, really focus on it, look at it, study it, put all of your energy into it. I want you to close your eyes and think of something pink. It's probably hard to do. You can open your eyes now. It's probably hard to do because you were really focused on that brown thing. Maybe some of you were able to do it, which is awesome, but I couldn't do it. It took me a couple seconds anyways to be able to really change my focus onto something else. So again, going back to the point of what you focus on, what you put your mind and your thoughts into is what you're going to believe. We're saying complaints often, like in this business, I'm worn out, I'm not good at this, I'm disappointed, maybe like in my PSQB from this month. And it can really frame and shift things in our lives. It can really affect what we continue to do in our businesses. Our body language can be affected by it. The way others perceive us can be really affected by all these things, and even the way that we interact with other people too. For example, I know that I've complained to Dimitri about this 1,000 times, and Virginia has heard me complain about it about 1,000,000 times, but I've been really negatively overwhelmed by the thought of my skin has really been breaking out a lot lately. And it's just been something that I've just been constantly thinking about, that I've been worried about, that, it's just, I'm focusing so much of my thoughts and my energy on this. And it sounds silly, but I've never had this in my life before. So it's a big deal to me. And it actually is, now that, since I've done this training and since I've, really thought about it, it actually is really affecting my business, because I don't feel confident. I'm not going out and trying to make eye contact with people, because I don't want them to look at me and then, think that they're just looking at my breakouts, or, I don't want to talk to anybody about the business, because how the heck am I going to sell anything with Rodan and Fields if my skin isn't looking good? So it's really just really negatively affected my business. So instead of just focusing on this, I really just need to just get it out of my mind and start focusing on maybe different characteristics of myself. So kind of leading into that, our first exercise, I have 2, maybe 3 exercises that I want to do with us tonight. The first one, I want you to take out a piece of paper or use your computer, whatever you want to do. And you might have done this before, but I want you to do it again. So I want you to take 3 words, and I want you to describe yourself with 3 different words. And I want you to take out all feelings of arrogance, or thinking that other people might judge you. So think about some positive traits, like you're trying to sell yourself in a job interview. All right, now I know that you might not have been able to think of 3, because I know this is really hard for me to do also. But you can always come back to this later. But I want you to put the words I am in front of every one of those words that you've used to describe yourself. And then I want you to save those words somewhere, like whether you take a screenshot of them or put it on a Post-it note on your mirror or in your kitchen or wherever you get ready in the morning, in your car, anywhere, everywhere. Put those words everywhere. Put those 3 I ams everywhere, because just like what I said before, what you're focusing on, what you choose to focus all your energy into is what you're going to start believing. So obviously it's a good way to start believing in yourself, replacing the negative feelings and thoughts about yourself with positive statements. So like when I am out in public and I'm worried about my breakouts, like instead of saying, like I'm not good at talking to people because I'm not feeling good about myself, I need to stop myself and think about my I am statements and say, you know what? I'm a friendly person. I can just go up and talk to someone because I'm nice. It doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter what I'm feeling about myself, but because I'm friendly, I can talk to somebody, can make a conversation about anything. So replacing those negatives with positives is going to be something you're really going to start to believe it about yourself, because it is true. Those 3 things are true about yourself. You just have to be able to believe them. My son is he's been going to Sunday school the past couple weeks, and when he's dismissed, the Sunday school teacher individually talks to each one of the kids, and she gets down at their level and says, you are smart. You are amazing. You are loved by God. And when those kids hear that individually every single week, this is just ingrained into their minds, and they're going to start believing it. And so again, what you hear and what you learn or what you hear all the time is what you're going to learn to be true. What you think about is what you become. So moving on to the next piece, failing your way to success. I really actually liked learning more about this one. Again, these are all things that we probably already know, but just some good reminders. So we need to learn to find love in the failures that we're experiencing in this business, and that success is failure in progress. If you don't realize this, it's a good reminder that most of our top leaders have just failed over and over and over again. It's not like they know what to do from the very beginning and they're just great at it. They're just not afraid to fail, and they're learning from those failures every single time. And all of those failures are what have got them to where they are today. It's who they are. And they're probably still, I would imagine, failing along the way and learning from those failures. And they've learned to embrace it. And we need to learn to get uncomfortable with our failures and not just give up. So our mistakes, our failures, they can either drive us or they can destroy us. So it's our choice. We're able to decide what those failures and mistakes do to our businesses. Fear isn't a bad thing. That's something that I've needed to really ingrain into my mind, that just because we don't have people that come to an event that we're hosting doesn't mean that we should never do it again. If you were in Gatlinburg with us a couple weeks ago, you might have heard Becky mention that she used to host, and she might maybe still, I don't know, but she used to host parties and events at her house, and sometimes nobody would come, but she embraced it. She took pictures of maybe like her setup or like her food or maybe like a selfie, I don't know, and said, this is awesome. Sorry you couldn't make it, so everyone else, I posted it on social media, and so that people could see that she's not giving up, that she's doing great things. And that just helped her overcome those failures that she had. And those are, she's a good person to learn from. I want to do everything she does, basically. So the next exercise that I have for you guys, I want you to write down a couple of things that maybe one thing, maybe 10 things, I don't know, whatever you can think of, some things that maybe you have thought of as failures in your personal business. And I want you to treat them like they're stepping stones and learning milestones within your business. So write those couple of things down, and then under each of those things, I want you to write a strategy of how you can make it better the next time you do it. Kind of like an action plan to move forward. So I'm going to give you, I don't know, Molly, what do you think? I'll give you like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. We'll just set the timer. You just come back in 5.
Sounds good. All right. If you didn't finish that either, you can always come back to that. But it's just really important to be able to have an action plan moving forward to what you can do to hopefully not feel those same failures every single time, because I know that can get really frustrating. And again, it's not about never feeling fear again, because fear is a real feeling. It's an okay feeling to have. It's just about how we choose to process it. And fear is not a reflection of you. It's just something that just happens to us sometimes. And Katie Wood, who, like I mentioned before, I really love her and I think she's great. She had a quote and I thought it was pretty good. It means, or as she said, success means to suck in excess. Learning to be bad before you're good and good before you're great. So basically, you need to fail a whole lot and you have to be bad at what you do first before you can become great at what you're doing. So I thought that was pretty good. So the next and the third and final part of the training is fear is just a word. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. I need to switch something really quick on here. Can you guys hear me? Gosh, hold on. I'm sorry. I put something on I don't know. I'm just going to have to ignore what I did. I did something and I changed things up and it's throwing me off, but I'm going to just go with it. All right. So fear is just a word is the third and final part of the training. And Maisha, who is the other part of the other trainer, she had a quote that I listened to about 10 times before I really could grasp it. And she says, fear becomes so paralyzing that it becomes excuses, and excuses slow our momentum. Excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments to nothingness, and those who succeed at those rarely succeed at anything else. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but for some reason that was really hard for me to grasp, but I understood that it was important, so I listened to it like 100 times. But basically it's saying that if you let fear take over, it can just become so paralyzing to you, and then you just make excuses for those failures. And people who are making excuses are really, really good at it. And people who continue to make excuses and it just continues to be a thing for them, and they're really good at that, but then they're not good at anything else because you're not choosing to be able to overcome things that you could if you just put your mind to it. So I just thought that was really smart of her. You choose how you want to be defined. Like I mentioned before, fears are going to, they're going to manifest within you, but I lost my train of thought. So basically, you can just choose to dissolve them. You can choose to learn from them. You can just use them as a tool to get closer to where you want to be. So it's all in what you choose and how you choose to deal with those things. When someone is afraid of something, like say you have a fear of heights, you don't tell that person to never go near the edge of something ever again, right? You tell them, or like people will suggest them to face those fears, like go skydiving, do some rock climbing, just to face those fears head on. You don't want to just avoid them because they're never going to go away. You just need to confront them head on, and then it's going to be something that you can learn from. I personally want to be better at Facebook Live videos. So I'm doing those more often because I think it's something really important for the business, for my business anyways. And I'm really bad at them, but I know that I'm going to get better by practicing. There's just so much power in doing. You can't just sit back and do nothing, or you're not going to learn from anything. That's also another place where I believe power partners come into play. So like if you're feeling like you're failing at something in the business, if you feel like you're just getting stuck and you're not moving any place forward, being in touch with your power partner is a good thing to have, so that they can help, maybe like give you like a little pep talk, or help walk you through something. Maybe you can do something, maybe you can do it together, whatever it might be. But that's a really good tool to have as a power partner so that you can do the business and face those fears together. So we are going to, our last exercise, since we do have time, we are going to, we all obviously have big fears in this business, but we're all hopefully learning to overcome them. So we're just going to take care of one fear that most of us, maybe I shouldn't say most, but a lot of us have, and that is battling our chicken list. And this is terrifying to me always, and your chicken list is ever growing. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach out to, I was going to say text or call or whatever, but it's a little bit late, so we're not going to go that route tonight unless you know that your people are awake right now. Otherwise, just maybe like an email or, you know, a way to start the conversation. But we're going to contact, I'm going to say 3 people on your chicken list. If you don't have 3 people, then just maybe reach out to 3 people in general. But not just like your everyday people that you're okay with reaching out to, but your chicken list people, the people that you're terrified to talk to. But if this is not something that scares you and there's something else that you really feel like is just glaring at you that you need to tackle instead of this, like maybe you hate to do Facebook posts and you've never done one before, or, you know, like whatever, if that's something that you think is a fear that you want to get over, do that instead, whatever it is. But if you can't think of anything, I want you to do the chicken list. So 3 people. And if you're having trouble thinking of some language, I don't know, get in touch with your power partner or something, text Molly. Not many people here have my phone number, but so I'm going to give you, what do you think about this one, Molly? How long should we do for this?
If we're going to do 3, let's do 10 minutes. And that'll put us right at 45 minutes. Does that sound good?
Okay, sounds good. And then we'll connect and I'll close things up. And then, yeah, so 10 minutes.
Okay.
Sounds good. Good luck. All right, I'm going to cut it off there for everybody. Again, that's something you can always come back to. But where was I going to go with this? So basically, just to close, the three important things to remember are what you focus on. What you focus on, you bring more into your life. So basically, to focus those everyday thoughts on those 3 I am statements that you created for yourself. Remember to put them everywhere you go so that you see them often, so that you eventually begin to believe those 3 true things about yourself. You'll really start to believe them and feel more confident in what you're doing and in life in general. Also to remember that success means to suck in excess. You gotta be bad at something, you gotta suck at it before you're really good at it, before you become great. And the last thing is basically to just grab a friend, grab your power partner, and face your fears together, because it's easier to do it when you have someone to do it alongside of you. I hope I didn't confuse anybody tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it and you're reminded of some really powerful things that can hopefully help you within your business. I'm so excited to hear what everybody else has to say in the weeks to follow. Thanks for having me, Molly and Demetria.
Yeah, Tara, thanks. You did awesome. I wrote down several like nuggets that I'm going to take away. So when we post, we're going to do kind of like what Sarah Robbins does on her Sunday night calls. But I will post the replay of this, the recording, and let's all just kind of shout below what your takeaway is. I know my main takeaway. Did any of y'all see Becky's Monday Manna on Monday? She does, it's on her like general Facebook page. If y'all didn't see it, go back and watch it. But it's very similar to what Tara's saying. Like she's just like, whatever you're pregnant with, meaning like whatever you're feeding yourself thoughts of is what you're going to give birth to. And so just like what you're saying with the I am statements, like whatever we focus on becomes bigger. And if we can focus on those statements, that's eventually what we're going to believe about ourselves. So I'll post the replay in a little bit, and we can all comment below. But thanks y'all for making time to be here. Thanks, Tara, for preparing for us. And I can't wait till next Wednesday. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.